All right, here we are in week 6. Yes, it is week 6 of Bibliophile, a reader's journal. And the book that we are reviewing today is How I Multiplied My Income and Happiness in Selling. The author is Frank Betcher. I gave this book 5 stars. I started it on February 1st of 2023, and I finished it on June 7th of 2024. Here is the book. You can see this. The cover doesn't even have a title on it. It just has the guy's signature. It's the story of how a down-and-out professional baseball player found himself selling insurance and became one of the most prolific insurance salesmen of the 20th century. Character notes. This is full of great ideas, interesting ideas, but the 4 things that I came away with: enthusiasm. You have to attack your day. Optimism. You have to believe that what it is you're doing is going to make a difference, that everything is going to be all right. To quote the character Susan from an old classic movie by RKO Pictures called Bringing Up Baby, starring Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant and a leopard, which is something else entirely. Be relentless. Get to an answer. Far too often I've seen, especially in my industry, when folks are told no, just move on to the next prospect. Move on to the next person who's going to say yes. Instead of sitting in it a minute. Just sit in it and nod, look at them, and try to gauge whether the answer is actually no. Is it no, or is it not right now? Is it no, or is it I don't really know enough? Is it no, or I don't know what I want? Is it no, or is it maybe? Is it no, and then also get the heck out. It can be any one of those things, and it's the salesperson's job to figure that out in that moment instead of giving up. It's so easy to give up. Don't give up. And then organize. If you're organized and you're doing those things, you're going to make a difference. And so it's so simple. In any industry, you hear people talking, you just have to build the relationships. You have to build rapport. You have to practice your script. You have to practice. All of those things are true. But if you're organized, if you know how many calls it is that you need to make to get to a sale and what the value of that time is, every time you go out, a no, if you know how much money you're making per call, and even if you only close 30% or 50% or whatever the number is, you know that every call makes you $50. Every call makes you $150. So you make 10 of them a day, or 20 of them a week, or whatever is your calculation. Guess what? The no doesn't bother you as much, because you know that it is a volume game, but it's also a planning game. It's also a discovery. If you do all of the things well, you're going to improve your closing ratio, and if you have a higher volume, you're going to make more sales. So it's a combination of improving your closing ratio and getting out there and not being afraid to. One of the ways to not be afraid is to know how much you make per call, because then the no doesn't matter as much. And sitting in it a minute, even though it can be uncomfortable, still helps you. So that's all part of the organization. It's all part of knowing what your market is and what you're doing. Favorite quotes? The most important secret of salesmanship is to find out what the other fellow wants. Then help him find the best way to get it. There's only one way I've ever failed to get anybody to do anything, or I've ever found to get anybody to do anything, and that is by making him want to do it. It's been my experience that when you show a man what he wants, he will move heaven and earth to get it. And how do you learn to tell stories? By telling stories. And I actually make use of this with my daughter. She wants to learn how to tell jokes. She loves jokes. She loves being funny. And so she just asks me to tell her jokes. She loves telling stories. She loves attention. So she asks me to tell her stories. And I get to practice. I get to practice telling stories. I get to practice telling jokes so that it's market tested. And when I go on a sales call, I'm prepared to do a better job. You can apply these lessons throughout your life. We're so focused on the next thing, the next AI or the next social, whatever it is that's going to help our business. Best thing to help your business is you. You're it. Go get them. Thanks.